This is Mike, NoStressMike.com. And one thing people don't think about, in Vietnam, we had weapons that were sent. People, family would send us weapons. One of the biggest things was a 357. This was back in the 60s, so automatics still weren't all that cool. You couldn't beat a 1911 in the way of an automatic, so the only thing that was even better than that was a 357 revolver. People would have those. People would send, for a family would send them knives and stuff like that. Now, if you noticed, I made some videos on some of the weapons that I have, and I show a little bit about the tactics that goes with those weapons. Now, when you first get to Vietnam, you get your AR, and might have a K-bar, and you really, that's a knife, and you really don't know how to use all this stuff, and it takes time. And just like the Spartans, when they would fight, they fought in a arrow like that, when they fought like that. And the ones in the front, on the outsides, were always the new people. And the ones that are already tested and strong, they're right behind them. And the reason is, this way they can tell them, move, we're going to the left, we're going to the right, or moving forward faster, slower. The one behind them will tell him that. And he's taking instruction from the one behind him and right on down the line. And that's why they had the new guys up in front, is they don't know how to take instruction. They're already scared. They're just lucky to stay up and keep going. And that's what the more combat proven is behind them, to give them strength, because when you're up front like that, it's easy to get scared and want to run away. So, and it's basically the same way in Vietnam. And so the newer guys really don't know what they're doing, so they just kind of long for the ride, and their weapons really aren't that good. They are. Now, what you do in combat, you watch the ones that live, and you're going to be scared. You're just going to be lucky to stay functioning. So it takes you some time before you start watching and see. And the ones that know how to stay alive, you start picking up their tactics, what it is that they do. And in time, you're going to realize, well, they got, like I say, 357 or some kind of knife, special knife or something, whatever it is, or the way they carry these weapons. There's something about it. There's something that they do that keeps them alive. And that is what you're watching for. And that's what you do. You start doing this stuff more and more. And then, when this person dies, or he comes home, he will give his equipment to someone. And normally this person's been staying with him and been watching how he uses this equipment. That is what he gives to them. He'll tell him, if I die, you make sure you get this. And then that's what's going to happen. He's done something with his 45, his K-bar, or whatever it is, the kind of knife he's using, the way he carries it. There's something that he does that makes the same weapon that everybody else got better. Or it'll be a weapon that that others don't have. And he's got it. And like I say, before he leaves, he'll give it to you, or like I say, if he dies, he wants you to get it. And that's basically the same thing why I was showing these other weapons that I have. They're weapons that you already know about. You may not have seen them that way, and you may not have seen them used that particular way. And now what it is, hopefully you will learn that there's special weapons and there's special tactics to go with weapons. And that's what makes your weapon better. And that's what makes the weapon where it's going to save your life. And that's why I make these kind of things. But it is funny, because when I was making those videos on those special weapons I have, I was thinking, man, if I had a good friend that was standing next to me doing all the stuff that I do, I would tell him, make sure you get this. And that's why I was making those videos, to show you what it is. But until you get the experience, you don't know. That's why I just showed it to you. I really didn't go into detail exactly how it works and what it works for. But I'll tell you, I have those weapons set up where I can do stuff that most people can't do. And I learned it all from, like I say, experience in Vietnam. Because that's what we did in Vietnam. You watch the people that know, and you learn. There's little things. They can move a little quicker. Just like in sports, that 100th of a second will determine the winner from the loser. It's that same 100th of a second that will say if you're going to live or die, or if you're going to kill or be killed. And you need to find out all the different little tricks of the trade to get the most out of your weapon.